metaphor of that system. Every living thing is a metaphor of that system, but tree is an easy one. Where the sap comes in, it's protected from light, heat, and oxygen by the bark. That's the nature of bark. In fact, wood is a water levitation device, right? And that's why what destroys wood? Fire, and that's that cycle, the water-fire cycle that gives rise to earth and air in between. Amazing cycle. Studying that is really fascinating. The water will go inside, and the Ormus goes inside and will levitate up. The tree itself will not, the nature of that levitation, removal of light, heat, oxygen, and golden mean spiral pathways, tubules, in the tree, which is what bark produces, will allow the water to fall upward and drop all sedimentary minerals like calcium. Drops it. And then as it rises to the spring, which is the leaf, and then all of a sudden it gets oxidized by the sun and drops right back down. That's the xylem and the phloem. That's the whole cycle. That's the interaction. And in the top of the mountain, that's where the spring pops up. And why? Because it's trying to get to the sun, and that's the closest spot it can get. And finally it has to go, well, I got to show myself, boom, pops out. You'll notice this is very, you remember David Hudson coined this term, the female elements. Very interesting choice of words. Very interesting choice of words. Male-dominated civilization, we don't even know they exist. Right. The flip happens, Age of Aquarius, things are slipping around. All of a sudden, it's all coming in like a massive titanic wave of tsunami of information. Unbelievable. Okay, any other questions?
You mentioned in your gold rush, the Ormus gold, that you had made it with quadruple trap water or something like that?
I've done Ormus in many ways. A lot of ways I learned from Barry. A lot of ways that we worked on in our lab. Sodium burn methods that probably no one has ever tried, and I'd recommend that you never try any of those ways. Because we almost blew the building up a number of times. We used molten sodium, and then we even got to the point of using molten cesium. You don't want to. That's 1,000 times more reactive to atmospheric water than molten sodium. Yeah, it's a boom. Anyway, don't ever do any of that stuff because it's too dangerous.
The reason why I ask is because you mentioned in one of your videos about the new Ormus water that you made that was so good when you drink it. I mean, you could drink a quart. It would never even make it into your stomach. It would just osmosis directly.
Right. Yes. If you drink really good high Ormus content water, it's so soluble, it goes right into you. So you know that feeling when you jump on a trampoline after you drank a bunch of water? And it's like, it's still there. You're like, whoa, it's still in there. How many people have had that experience? Okay, with Ormus water, or really high-grade water, like what's coming out of the springs here, when you drink that, it goes right into you. So we've had that experience if you've taken enough Ormus products. Every now and then you get a feeling like, whoa, it goes right in. It's just, because that's the nature of a monoatomic element. It's like hydrogen. It doesn't even see a barrier, because your barrier is an illusion anyway, right? We're just atomic matter, according to the theories. And hydrogen goes right through it, so Ormus just goes right through. That's how we got to this whole idea of using Ormus topically, because it just goes right in anyway. And it doesn't meet the energetic barriers of enzymes, bile fluid, acids, saliva,
There can be a problem with it, and that is if it's too liquid, the surface tension is too low, it will dissolve your skin. But most people aren't capable of getting
producing that
point,
level.
So don't worry about it.
Well, don't ascend and go poof before tomorrow. I'll get together and hear you again.
Are you starting plans on how to make that type of water?
I'll discuss what we're doing, all different ways. But I really think the best way for all of us to participate in is to work it into your garden and your plants. That's really the main thing I want to focus on tomorrow, is that. And I want to do this preliminary work so we can actually really go through that tomorrow, and I can show you the systems of what we have set up to do that. And then you just go, I think I can do that one. And you just start right there. Probably one thing is enough. You don't need a million things. I just threw the whole, kit and caboodle at the deal. But that's just the kind of person I am, right? It's like, everything times a million. Let's throw the whole deal at it. Every single technology of soil fertilization and plant fertilization ever discovered that is natural, that is unique, that is innovative, and that is doable.
And you said chaga is the only mushroom that grows 360 degrees, like in a sphere or something?
Yes. Chaga actually grows, it's unidirectional, which is an indication from a Steiner perspective, like the deer antler extract. You guys done the deer antler? I mean, you talk about growth hormones and getting younger immediately, like immediate change. If you're a man, you are 16 years old again. You will get there. Because the deer antler, I mean, you talk about where nature is concentrating Ormus in the environment. I mean, they lose their rack every year and regrow it. Now, when you're like I don't know, a 7-8-year-old buck, that's a serious rack you're talking about. We're talking about 2 centimeters of growth on that antler per day. That is easily the fastest growing organ in the entire mammal kingdom, most of the time.
Better than touchtail.
Better than what?
Tut's tail.
Better than Tut's tail. So I've been using deer antler extract on amputees. And this has been amazing, what's going on there. Because if you know any amputees, especially anybody who's like an athlete or something, and that whatever, like I have 2 friends who lost their leg from the knee down, so they have a nub right there that gets worn raw, and they just can't walk after they do any kind of sports. With the deer antler, it doesn't get rubbed raw. It's completely impervious to being like torn apart. I mean, there's just amazing things that we have access to. Now, where are we going with that? Well, probably I'm not going to start a deer farm and feeding deer in certain ways to do this thing. So what I'm looking at right now is adding Ormus products into the deer antler extract, which the one I have here, which is the Surthrival product, is a 43-to-1 concentrate. It's the strongest concentrate ever. And it's Russian, American, and Chinese traditional technologies taken to its final destination. And then taking that product and adding Ormus in any way that's feasible or doable, kind of what I've been playing with. What I've been doing actually right now initially is Vortrap water in there. Just spiking it with a little Vortrap water, but it's going a little bit further than that later. I'm telling you, it's like we are suffering because of lack of knowledge, period. It's not because of discipline either. That's a bunch of BS. I don't have the discipline. Yes, you do. You brush your teeth every day since you were 3 years old. You have the you can do anything. Anybody here not brush their teeth since they were 3? Well, at least there's one this time. It's usually like half the group. I'm always like, whoa. You easily have enough discipline to do anything. Because if you like something, you're going to do it, right? If you like chocolate, I'll feed you the most medicinal chocolates you ever had in your life. If you like drinking smoothies, we'll get you going on that. Let's say you like coffee, no problem. We'll make it into superfood mocha to blow your mind off. Let's say you like salad. We'll make it the most powerful salad dressing anybody in this side of the universe has ever had. I don't know. I'm not spinning it at night. I really am. You can tell.
Yeah.
Right? It just never stops. It's a constant download of this kind of stuff, non-stop. So I am out there at night. I'm like, this is where my head is. Those weeds are taking my Ormus out of the soil and turning it into pollen and flowers. I'm going to go chop them down. And I do. I'll go be out there in the middle of the night with a machete, chopping them down before they can get the Ormus off the land, right? Because I've done all that work to get in the land and get it into the orchard. And meanwhile, there's a weed between the 2 apple trees. And it's like, you're not taking it out of here. Shwink, gone. I mean, that's where my head is. Where's most people's head at? It's like, oh, we're going to, I don't even know. What is it? We're going to the mall.
That's true. A lot of truth in that.
That's what I'm here to really be for you, is that activate yourself. It's time to activate genius. It's time to activate genius. One thing I can say about this whole Ormus thing is it activates genius. It activates genius because it will get you thinking down different pathways, which, my God, there's very few things that will get you thinking differently. But what a great gift that is. That's such a gift to humanity, it's unbelievable. I mean, what Barry really has done by keeping this as a folk technology all these years as a gift to humanity and giving it away through subtleenergies.com is an outrageous thing. But it is exactly where we need to be because the information has to be given away or we're done for. There's no more patent nothing. There's no more any of that stuff. I'm going to make a product and then I'm not going to tell you how I do it because, whatever it is. It's like, just give it away. Just let the people have it. Because I only have time to do certain things. I rely on other people to do their thing. And as long as I'm doing my thing and I rely on them to do their thing the best they can, then we're not crossing paths. And I don't care if I know how they make their whatever or they don't know what I'm doing. I'll do my stuff the best I can. They do their stuff the best they can. I'll still get whatever they have and they'll get whatever I have. And the world works.
Think global, eat local.
Yeah.
Have you tried?
Thank you.
Have you tried birch juices in the spring?
Birch sap?
Well, juice, yeah.
Yeah. If you, I'll tell you a good trick. If you're ever out hunting shaga, and I'll show you a video how to do that. It's real easy. You break a shaga off, have a cup there, because every now and then it's like you'll tap the tree actually, because you'll knock the shaga out of